losing money at that price. This is the last one and it's extremely rare. Have you ever heard those scripts from the car salesman last time you were in there dealing on a new car? Yes, me too. I think we've all heard that. But I've got a list of 15 of the most popular and some of the most unscrupulous sayings that these car dealers have had. I've spent years in the car sales industry. I personally worked for Toyota and I've worked for a host of smaller shops across the nation. And trust me when I say they come up with almost any phrase to get you in the door and spending your hard-earned dollars. So don't get caught up and don't get hosed. So here's 15 of the most popular sayings that you should really be aware of. This deal is only good for today. This is actually just designed to create a sense of urgency so you don't go out there and comparison shop. That works almost every single time for people who aren't willing to say no. Somebody else is interested in this car. This is a classic pressure tactic. Almost always it's a lie, BS. They're blowing smoke where smoke don't go. Don't let them get you on that one. We're losing money at this price. Actually, highly unlikely. Dealerships aren't in the business of losing money. Guarantee they're making money. The question is how much. You're getting this already for invoice. Invoice pricing is actually often not what the dealers are paying for that vehicle. They get manufacturer's rebates, and so they actually end up paying substantially less in some situations, particularly vehicles that the manufacturers are really looking to try to get out the door. Your credit doesn't get you that interest rate. It's actually a very common lie. They're actually trying to get you up into a more expensive loan, thinking that you can borrow more money for a lower interest rate and you're going to pay. This add-on is required. One of the biggest scams and BSs is the dealers quite often trying to say that those are mandatory. You know, key fob protection, paint protection, of course, wheel and rim packages, key fob protection, dent and scratch and glass protection. All of those are not mandatory. As a matter of fact, going third party usually saves you a pile of money. So you always want to ask for the out the door price and skip all those extras. If they already preload those vehicles with the extras, you're overpaying. Walk away, find a car, order it from the factory, do whatever, but don't buy those extras from the dealer. We already ran your credit. Quite often used to trap you into a deal. In many cases, they actually haven't even pulled your credit score, and nor should they. They should never pull your credit score. Too many applications and it hits your credit bureau. You don't even want to go there. So not until are you serious that you should even be doing that. And they certainly shouldn't be doing that on your part. That's the last one on the lot. Better get it right away. They use this to create this scarcity, this feeling that they have the only kind. But believe it or not, check online. Do a check, Car Gurus, Trader, and you'll likely find a variety of different vehicles. That happened to me once. I was looking for the brand new Honda Pilot, and the local dealer said, no, there's none of those around. We're paying top dollars for those because you can't find them anywhere. I then proceeded to grab my cell phone and started to search the inventories across the city and across the province, and they were everywhere. So there's lots of choices and options, and it's usually a lie. Let me talk to my manager. This is generally a stall tactic to wear you down, break you down. You know, after negotiating for a car for 2 or 3 or 4 hours sometimes, they always want to try to corner you, wear you down. And it's usually just to kind of get you into a situation where you feel all of a sudden you need to knee jerk and accept a deal. And maybe quite often a deal you didn't want in the first place. Guess what? Good news! You're already approved. This actually may be a bait and switch. You know that's not legit. It's a certified pre-owned car. Unless this is actual manufactured back process or defined warranty, in most cases it's just bung, it's fibs, it's lies. You've got to read the fine print and make sure it's an incentive program that's coming directly from the manufacturer and not from that local dealer trying to scam a fast one on you. We'll pay off your trade no matter what you owe. You know what they're going to do? Literally roll your negative equity into the next vehicle. One way or the other, they're not eating it, you are. So don't get caught up in there. And negative equity is one of the worst situations to be caught up in. You're just going to pay. You'll get to the end of your next loan term or you buy your next vehicle and you'll probably find you're further into negative equity, trying to roll that over. By the time you're 2-3 vehicles in, if you continue this process, you're going to be dollars out of pocket. It's just not a good situation to be in. That model is very rare and actually in really high demand. Quite often not totally true. There might be some reality, but there may not be as well. And you really want to start checking online. Check the reality of how popular that vehicle is, how many of them are around. And honestly, look at Car Gurus. It'll start telling you on there when you troll down, and you can filter out, and it'll tell you how many days it's been on the lot. Are they selling for above, below? And you can find that information all over. Don't take their word for it. It's all good. The warranty covers everything. Be sure to read the fine print. They'll tell you whatever you want to hear. You can even justify it to your spouse and say, see, honey, I told you. But the reality is you'll find there's a lot of items that are excluded. A lot of things that can be very costly. So you want to make sure that a comprehensive warranty or some other warranty is actually covering what you hope it'll cover. Because quite often you're paying out of pocket. You're getting the special internet pricing. Chances are this is just an overinflated price somewhere else on the system, on the internet. And then when you walk in the door and they say, see, this was $49,995 and we're going to give it to you today for $46,995. There's a good possibility most of those prices on the internet were overinflated in the first place. Make sure you shop around, get a good feel for what all the other vehicles are going for at variable different dealerships within your state, your province, your country. Make sure you're satisfied that you're shopping out the best price. And always ask for the out-the-door pricing. Be sure to share it, like it, and drop a line down there. Have you ever had a fast one pulled over on your eyes as well? Yeah, I have. I know better now. But with that said, be sure to check out those videos right over there. You're going to love them. They're going to help you more navigate this car market. Hope to see each and every one of you real soon. See you then. Bye-bye.